Venus is applying to an opposition with Pluto, and I want to talk about obsession. It's a pretty universal experience, right? To become fixated and enchanted by something or someone, a person, a piece of art, a song. We can become very obsessed, locked into, attached to, and sort of like compulsively drawn to something or someone. And there's this common wisdom that we hear a lot about obsession, where it's not so much about that being or that thing as it is something within you that wants to come alive. And I think that can be true. And I think that sometimes we need a very particular catalyst in the form of another being in order to access a very specific flame within us that wants to ignite. It's easy to depersonalize it because I think there's a lot of fear around obsession, right? We hear the term limerence thrown around a lot, and this idea of self-loss, where we outsource our power and get lost in a fantasy. But when we think about many of the greatest artists throughout history, the greatest minds throughout history, one of the things that they had in common is that they were often obsessed. They were obsessed with their work. They were obsessed with a muse. They were obsessed with a source of inspiration that gave them life and helped power their creative vision. Whether we're talking art, science, right? Like great works of writing, often obsessive minds and obsessive souls end up creating some of the most powerful, provocative, moving work that we have ever experienced. And many of them do that through first being catalyzed into inspiration by another being, whether that's a person, a tree, a mountain, a lake, right, an ocean, like these incredible beings that contain great force can awaken something within us. And I don't think that that's bad. I don't think it's something that we should be afraid of. And I think the more that we fear it, the more powerful it becomes, the more power it can assert over us. And so instead, what if we greeted our obsessions with curiosity and excitement and asked ourselves, what flame is this trying to awaken within me? What about this person, this being, sets me on fire?